You are in prison, you are not free, you are slaves. But hasn't it crossed your minds about the divine and advanced scientific knowledge of previous civilizations, as well as spiritual development, what is called spiritual technology? Have I hidden from you, dear ones, the spiritual and divine information, as well as the sciences of previous civilizations and the history of humanity by the men of the third religions and the demonic elite?
Think carefully with me. How was human medicine among previous civilizations? Was it like our modern era, or was it better? It was much better than our modern era, which has turned medicine into human trade profit. The lives of previous civilizations were much better than ours. You may wonder why. It's because they were connected to God and not ruled by the elite of Satan. The elite of Satan constantly seek to control the world, but they succeeded. The elite of Satan always strive for world domination, but they have succeeded in global control in this modern era, which is golden for them because whenever a prophet comes from the prophets and messengers, there is an effort to hide the knowledge of the prophets from the masses and to give the masses false knowledge. But why were the previous nations' sciences hidden from us? Because their sciences were encrypted for the sake of what? So that only a believer in God can decipher them, not a servant of Satan. Are all people believers in God? Of course not. All people are either disbelievers or polytheists regarding God. All religions, Islam, Judaism, and Christianity, are distorted. Why? Because most of those who follow religions are polytheists regarding God. They have taken monks, rabbis, elders, and scholars as intermediaries between themselves and God. These foolish followers of religions, Islam, Judaism, Christianity, Buddhism, and Hinduism, have taken human idols alongside God, making them deities with God. They are being led back to paganism in a new way, believing that this person is saint from the friends of God, or enlightened person, or scholar. Why are all religions not the same, even though the Lord is one, and the teachers are one, and the teachings are one, and the rulings are one, yet they still differ in their rituals, and their invented spiritual practices by the elite of Satan, because they have taken the paths that the one Lord and the fundamental teachers forbade them. However, the satanic elite sought to dominate after the death of the fundamental teachers, who are the prophets and the enlightened ones.
It seems that the deviation of nations after the prophets is due to the disciples who turned the fundamental teachers into a weapon for oppression, takfir, killing, and enslavement. From here, they found the right opportunity for the devil to play his role in global control after the death of the fundamental teacher Muhammad bin Abdullah bin Abdul Muttalib bin Hashim bin Abdul Manaf, the last teacher of the world and the prophet who unified all religions in the world. His submission to the one God without associating partners with him and taking the disciples of the prophets or scholars as gods alongside God. However, the elite of Satan and Satan himself planned for global control and tightening their grip on the world through fake religious camps to strike global religions. They also enlisted soldiers who are men of religion from priests, monks, rabbis, sheikhs, and scholars to strike religions in all scientific, spiritual aspects so that nations do not rise and reach atheism and insult the sanctities of the heavenly books. You, O Christian, O Jew, O Muslim, O Buddhist, O Hindu, you are in a spiritual prison, not the rituals that were taught to you by the human idols you worship alongside God from scholars, Jewish rabbis, Christian monks, Muslim sheikhs, and Buddhist and Hindu teachers. These have sworn allegiance to Satan to distort your faith. True light, they have sworn and given an oath to the devil to keep them in power and the money they gain from you. O fools, they issue fatwas that are not connected to God and the fundamental teachers, and they also invented for you rulings and interpretations of the holy books, which are the source of all textual distortion of the heavenly books, some of which are distorted through texts and some through interpretations and rulings invented by the servants of the devil. Have you heard from those whom you follow, the religious men, about contemplating and researching ancient artifacts? They certainly did not monopolize them and transferred them to the Vatican Library, where the world is ruled and true sciences are hidden from you, along with powerful spiritual rituals and direct communication with God without the need for a religious scholar to guide you. What for? To make you a slave to whims, pleasures, and desires through devilish means, leading you to atheism, which has resulted in spiritual destruction in nations through their wicked ways, to financial control, which you ignore regarding money management, investment, wealth creation, and living with financial freedom. This has been hidden from you, and you have also been indoctrinated that money is the root of all evil in the world, that money changes souls for the worse. I know this. Your minds have also been programmed to believe that a connection with God requires a mediator, which is the religious man in all your doctrines. They have also laid the foundation for the devilish control of rulers, which is the schools and universities that program your minds to be slaves to jobs for salaries. You are also poisoned through chemical substances of all kinds, sprayed in farms and fields to destroy your bodies. They have also from you the sciences that help you build physical health, which are restricted to a select few in this world who know the truth. They created for you the fake knowledge that exists in all global and international schools and universities, because they know that if you are educated with false knowledge, you will not reach awareness and you will be killed by the hidden poison known today as vaccines to destroy your body and weaken your immunity in order to create diseases, and also for pharmaceutical companies to profit. They did not give you the true spiritual, health, scientific, historical knowledge. Now we wonder why all this, because we are in a global prison through false religious beliefs invented by religious men, as we are in a spiritual prison from the moment we are born into life, with poison placed in food and our bodies through vaccines. When you were a child, you are slaves and they are the masters of the world. Why? Because they know the value and you have not known your human self and the importance of divine spiritual sciences. You followed the teachings of your father and mother. You followed the teachings of a society that is originally a slave to the teachings of Satan. Notice why most Western and Arab societies are fragmented. Even families are not united except for the elite and a few people in this cold, dark world. Why has the human society become cold and dark, filled with apathy and lack of giving and cooperation? Think deeply about this. I am speaking to the world, not to limited people. The importance of the remnants of past civilizations, from spiritual development to scientific and technological advancement, raises the question of why spiritual development is important. All sciences stem from the creator of this world, from higher beings, from God, from angels, my dear. Humanity will not evolve. Let me give you a story. Imagine you are alone without any books, knowledge, or anything like that. You will become an ordinary person and will not evolve from generation to generation, because scientific and technological knowledge, my dear, is connected to the divine source. God, this is the theory I challenge the ignorant atheist with when they deny the existence of the creator, you fool. Also, my dear, the connection to God is where the problem lies, the link that has been destroyed by the elite of Satan, unfortunately, within global religions. Here you might say you are connected to God, and I tell you, my dear, no, you are deluding yourself into thinking you are connected to God, because praying to Him is a spiritual connection without physical movement, which has been hidden from you. You believe in God, but you and the atheist are on the same. The atheist denies God's existence while you believe in God based on the environment or society you were born into. However, the true connection to God has been hidden from the masses and distorted, because it is the link between spiritual evolution and spiritual imprisonment, and it is what will allow you to receive knowledge, what is taught to you in churches and mosques, and the connection to God according to what religious leaders tell you is not real. This has caused much atheism in the world, because it is one of the ways of spiritual imprisonment and being in the material world. I will stop here, dear ones. Now I will explain this in detail in a later video.